anything in here, did he? I know.
Whiskey?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Monday, we're all supposed to be on our best behavior for
Today, we
visiting dignitaries. Yeah.
Clean.
And dress code is in force.
Yeah. We won't be here, though. We'll be in Chicago.
Oh, you guys won't be here? Oh, okay. Well, you lucked out on that one.
Do we?
Chicago.
How long are you guys going to be up there?
Till Wednesday. We'll be back in the office Thursday.
Goddamn, Rennie, he's like a superhuman.
Did he get in first again? Jesus.
Wow. We're
Rennie
all supposed again? to be on our best behavior for.
He got first on Ocho the other day.
What's that?
He got first on Ocho the other day.
Man, I seem really loud, don't I? Oh, you ain't got your shit on. Do I seem really loud? Check 1, 2.
No, I don't. Tony screams into the damn thing, so you're not. You're
Well,
tolerable.
him and Och both have a real
Oh boy.
good attack.
Yeah.
First two comments after first
Yeah,
are, Armand is here
Hey,
and Armand is
thank
back.
you, Victor.
I told you, man, Armand,
Byron,
they've been
thank
loving you, man.
I've been
love
in a
you.
while.
Now they love you. They're your people, Armand.
I'm an Ocho man cast off.
Hey, so am I.
Yes, we all are.
Eric's a current.
Eric,
He's a
yes.
current one. He's a
Don't-
future cast off.
Yeah, don't worry. He'll be ostracized too.
Hey, there's
think he'd kick
Marissa.
me
Hell
out?
yeah, I haven't seen her on the live show in seems like
She
months.
watched Ocho this morning.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I heard that show. She made some good comments.
Yes, definitely.
Marissa's my kind
Team
of gal.
Armand, come on.
Look
with
at this.
horse
Yay,
shit.
Armand.
Wow.
Team Armand. Yay, Armand.
First live show.
Wow.
all right.
Son
My
of a
adoring
bitch,
fans.
Armand. That's 5, 7.
So what do I need you guys for? Get out of here.
Wow.
I'll just.
Yeah, no shit.
I'll do a
5 out of
long
the 7
soliloquy.
comments. 5 out of the
yeah.
7 comments are.
I'm not
for
even a
Armand.
person. I'm just a soda.
You're just. What are you? Some sort of
I'm a
organic
Pisces.
compound.
I am a Pisces.
I'm a Leo.
I don't let that dictate anything about me, though.
Yes. It doesn't inform every action I do.
Not ever.
Have you guys had astrology shows? I'm sure you have. Right?
I think we've briefly discussed it in like our divinity talks and stuff.
Oh.
but- Look at that beautiful face.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Team Eric, what's up? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
It even helps with that bluish hue. Gives you kind of a cyanotic
I look
look.
kind of like a blueberry.
Yeah, like a premature baby.
All right.
Low Apgar scores.
Premature baby.
I got that going for me, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Like a wee fucking baby.
He does look like a baby.
From my obstetrician days.
What's this show about? JJ
Rotation.
Talks Gaming. Oh, that's the channel. Nice. I'll have to sub to that. Jordan, this is about the conspiracy culture, the entire culture surrounding the conspiracy theorists. Yeah. Team Eric for Life, Graves, thank you. William Daniel, hey.
How's that going anyway? Who's winning the votes?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you
Who
check
won
for us,
that
Everett?
contest?
Oh, it doesn't end.
Oh, it never ends.
No, it's the song that doesn't end. It just goes on.
Yeah.
and
The
on,
song
my
remains the
friend.
same.
This poll's been going on for well over 2 years.
Yeah.
I thought there was some sort of.
Sadly,
end.
we've only got
Well,
about
there's
500
no end to
votes.
this, huh?
No end.
We always said beforehand if like any one person gets way out in the lead, we would dump it.
So you guys are.
I don't know. I thought Everett. Last time we checked, Everett was like 5 or 6 or 7 or 10.
Right now
ahead.
you
that's
have
not many.
235, and I have 238.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Well, I'm 3 behind. So all you people screaming Team Eric, get on the poll on
Campaign that shit. Go
www.surrealtalkpodcast.com.
ahead. It ain't gonna.
And,
I got one vote there. Somebody gave me. Team
I get a
Armand.
team of Filipinos working around the clock to make sure I'm not losing that.
It's Russia collusion is what it is. That's what's going on.
Like I got money for Russia. I've been embezzling Patreon funds for weeks.
Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Cue the music. The
No, it's just that's my.
Spine-tingling
Did I
music.
tell you that's my new thing, Everett?
Yeah, I don't like it.
At all?
No.
what's he doing?
That's my new thing.
In fact, it's
Let's go.
it's done way
Oh.
overdone on Twitch. Way overdone.
I know, but no.
Kind of
Hey,
abrasive. Huh?
it's okay, man.
No,
you
no,
want to
no.
be a sheeple.
What number
No,
am I
no,
on,
no, no.
Victor? I'm on. I don't know.
No,
Have I got?
no, no.
I've got 2 or 3, huh?
Oh, Armand's probably more into the 30s or
Really?
40s,
Of
to
what?
be honest.
Team.
If
The
there was,
team
if he
race.
was an option,
Oh, he'd be way up there.
yeah, he'd be closer into the 30s or 40s. I
Thank
can't
you.
pick
That's
a
one
team.
reason we don't
I'm
put
gonna
him
count
on.
Victor
Rusty
on my team.
Shacklebolt, you should just go Team Eric if you can't pick one, because I'm down. So that's just how we support each other.
I think of it like the Russian thought about Apollo. If you vote, you vote.
if he dies, he dies.
What's that from?
Rocky 4.
Really?
You know, if he
Is
dies.
that- did he say that?
Yeah.
dies.
I just remember. I must
He
break
dies.
you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He still looks good, man.
Fucking Dolph Lundgren. Do you know he's
good
smart too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like an engineer or something.
Yeah,
Brilliant
for sure.
guy.
PhDs and all masters and
Yeah.
all kinds of shit. That's insane.
Uh-oh.
And we're back.
You got
Thank you. Team Rusty. Maybe.
Was he on any of those? What was that series with all the washed up action stars?
Expendables.
Was he on any
he
of
was
those?
in the first 2 or 3 of them.
Really, he should have been. Yeah.
Dolph?
Yeah.
I had that idea in the '90s. I was going to make a Dirty Dozen with all the Dolph line. And I never wrote the script. Another million lost.
You ought to do the same thing. This time, it's kind of like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, except you do it from the monster side. It's a team
I was
of
just
monster
thinking that.
heroes.
You think that'll work? Nobody's done that yet.
No, but you can't do anything right now with Universal type of stuff.
That's
anyway.
what I was wondering. I mean, you have copyright problems, right?
Well, that and they're trying to build their own Universal Monster Universe back up again. With the
I've
Mummy.
written those scripts. I have one. If they want it.
Universal can go fuck themselves. Is that right? Are we for or against? Is that what's going on here?
What? Universal?
Yeah, is that what are you arguing for or against them?
Of what?
Universal.
What about them?
Do you like them or no?
They're monster movies? The current ones I think suck.
Oh yeah, well
But way
I like
back when,
them, so
I used
fuck
to
you.
love
Well, I
fucking
don't know if you can-
Frankenstein and
Yeah,
Dracula.
but can you? I mean, I know the werewolf was an actual
Pocket sand,
Universal
pocket sand.
creation, but
fuck is
Frankenstein,
that from?
Dracula, they
That's
were
true.
around.
What's
Invisible
Pocket
Man.
Sand from?
Pocket Sand. Oh shit.
Oh, he
What
likes
is
my
that?
shirt. That's an official Surreal Talk shirt.
Pocket Sand. God damn it! What is that from?
I don't recall. I'm gonna look it up.
Who's Rusty? Somebody's on Team Rusty.
I know both of you. Is EU? Who am I? Oh, that Rusty Shacklebull is probably Dale.
Oh, that's something Dale did. Pocket Sand.
Ah, yeah.
Is that a
That's why Dale is no.
Rusty Shackelford was.
Yeah,
the,
but do you know Rusty Shacklebull in the chat is Dale?
Arizona Vikings is with us here.
Hannigan?
Yeah.
Oh, far out.
I assume you can just do a yes or no on that, Rusty, if that's the case. Yeah, Armand's shirt is cool.
Well, this is yes.
We got that to him
from
because
the-
he's a very beloved
It's
guest.
from the Surreal wardrobe, the Surreal
That's right.
collection.
This comes from King of the Hill.
I only wear Surreal and Rene Lacoste. You believe that?
So clever.
Thank you.
Who am I?
I know I'm on the wrong
That's from
account.
King of the Hill.
Petey
okay.
Pablo?
Yeah. We gotta give another minute or two. We'll start the show.
Pigpen, that's you. Isn't
What's
it?
up, Dabney?
Oh shit, it is me. Man, 26 people out today.
Yeah,
The
they're
culture of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
everybody's
We don't
interested
fuck
in this
up.
one today. I feel like I need some light in here, to be honest with you, man.
Really want some light?
Yeah,
How about,
I
how
could
about
use
I turn on the lights?
That would work. Yeah, this shall be a good show.
All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready to jump right into it.
Yeah.
We got to give UG shit some work.
Huh?
Get it somewhere in there.
Yeah, we could do an odd number or something. But yeah, so he's getting his due today.
I haven't listened to last week's show yet on sport. That's an interesting one to
Sports
me.
conspiracies.
Sport,
Yeah, it should have been named gun control argument, and then a little
Oh,
bit.
is that
of
what it
sport.
got into?
Yeah, Yeah.
Well, I was
Debate
talking.
team again.
I was talking to Corey about the. Did you guys talk about the CCNY basketball team?
No.
Okay.
Red W Black.
Read up
Everyone
on them.
says you sound like Seth Rogen, but you remind me more of an intellectual Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. Keep up the good work. Excited
Well,
for the show. Thanks, Red
I
Black.
hate to say I told us so, but I told us so.
We just did we did this show. It'll be on I think Monday. What happened on this
Victor,
day
what
in the
happens on this
1800s?
day.
Yeah.
So check it out on Monday and download
Yeah,
this
we
day
did the
in
show
history, Victor.
Friday.
It's a bit dark.
Eric is so high. I wouldn't say he's so high.
Do I look high? Do I look high?
Do I?
I don't think so. Do I look high, Armand?
No, you
See,
just
thank
have
you.
the usual blank stare.
No, you seem like a
Son
tard
of
like
a
always.
Expressionless porcelain features.
So
That's it.
number one on your list
Huh?
here. Number one on your
Yeah.
list here. Are you sure you want to go into that? And we can. I don't care. But what will be the purpose of it?
Yeah, because we're not missing a show for it. We'll talk about it on the show.
Okay.
Start it up.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it at all. But okay, we will.
Oh, no, that's the other one.
You're doing Ocho
dun,
Yeah, that's the Ocho Man theme.
Dun,
Look at him. He's already done moved on.
I know. I got a feeling his days on this show are
Surreal
numbered.
Talk.
Everett's threatening to kick me off. I told him we could have a fight for it for the show. Whoever loses walks away.
Pardon me.
that
Oh,
was-
this show?
no, I'm
This
just
show or
joking.
Ocho
Yeah.
Man show?
No, this one.
I thought that's what team.
This
you know,
is
the
my
team race
this
was
is
all
my
about.
show, Armand. This is my baby. Ocho's the side, and I like doing it. But
Were you
this
guys
is
old enough to remember the Quisp versus Quake?
I feel like
vote?
it's my child.
Remember that?
Who?
I guess you guys are too young for that. When I was a kid, I voted for. They had two cereals, Quisp and Quake.
Oh fuck! They both sound terrible.
Yeah, they're all 80% sugar, you know. So
Oh,
you
well,
could
maybe
vote
not.
which one was going to get kicked out.
Riveted. You guys ready to start the show?
Riveting. Yes. Yes.
A little pre-show warm-up.
Fired up. Chinky as a motherfucker. God damn it, James.
Sorry. This is ridiculous. I thought it was fun.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal, a lineupmedia.fm production, and we are back. Aren't we?
That we are.
Aren't we?
That we are.
We are. And we are back.
After an interesting week last week.
Yes, definitely. We are back with, it seems like a fan favorite, Armand. Everybody loves Armand.
The
I think
redoubtable
he likes
Armenian.
him. They like him more than us.
I think so too. I forget. So if y'all don't know, Armand is Armenian. He's single.
Is he?
That's
He enjoys
true.
long walks on the beach, and he
Yes.
just so happens to have a Tinder profile. So
He's not afraid to wax it, ladies and gentlemen.
swipe
Just
him
throwing that
right,
out there.
baby. Swipe him
Yes,
right.
453 conquests and counting. Did you know that?
No, let's.
No, I did not.
Yes. You mentioned it on Ocho Man today.
We
Oh,
mentioned
that's
this
your-
many, many moons ago.
That's your
Yes.
numbers.
I'm at 453.
Nice.
Real nice.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
Yes. So
got that out there.
Yes,
So are
I'm
we not mentioning
telling
we're going to be in
everybody.
Chicago this week or no?
Oh, we just did. So we'll be up in Chicago this week. I guess if anybody wants to come out, we'll be at the ICE conference.
The Hilton.
Is that at the Hilton?
wow.
I don't
nice.
know that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. It's in Schaumburg, Illinois, so we won't really be in Chicago.
Yeah,
So-
but we'll be there. So if anybody's in the
We'll be
area,
out talking to some educators about esports. So that's
by the time this goes up for download, we'll already be there.
that's true. That's true. Interesting. Not so interesting.
All right, well, not so interesting. F you. All right, so what's next on the agenda is the voicemails, and we are loving the voicemail thing. So
let's hear
everybody
them.
that's participating in the voicemails, keep them fucking coming. It's great, and thank you, because we fucking love them.
So I guess hit it, huh?
Yeah, hit it. First one, the newest one. Or not the newest.
The oldest, newest one?
Oldest to newest, yes.
So this one I think is from last week, but I liked it.
That one is good.
I'm sorry, Lord.
All right, anyway. It was a short one.
All right.
All right, next one's from James Farmworth. I'll let the voicemail do the talking.
Yo, Easy E, Mount Everett.
That's me,
What's
man.
up, fellas?
What's
It's your
up,
boy
dude?
James from Australia.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, I know. You might be asking yourself, why don't I sound like a fucking cunt?
I wasn't even
I'm not
thinking
really
that, bro.
fucking from here, but that's a whole different story for a whole different time.
Oh, okay.
I thought you guys killed it on the religion episode.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would have liked to hear more about the extreme ideologies of different religions.
Fuck you and me both,
But,
bro.
next time, I suppose.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the sports conspiracy one just yet. I'll probably listen to that tomorrow when
Yeah,
I
it
get
was-
a minute.
It was good.
That should be good.
Not
A
our
little
best.
light on the sports.
Yeah, and just wanted to comment about the Facebook page you guys got, man.
Oh, what's
you
up?
and your boys killed me on the flat Earth subject, man. I'm not gonna talk about it no more.
No, you
I
can
mean, I
talk
feel
about
that
it. Debate it
people
all you
wanna hear
want.
about
That's
it.
funny.
So that's all.
I guess he's
good.
talking about all the memes
But I
on
got
there.
a story
We love you.
idea or a show idea for
Oh.
some show in the future.
Let's hear it.
About the serpent bloodline, the Nephilim, and all that, like dating back like to the
Dude,
to
my
the
shirt
Titans
says the
and
queen is a
Greek
lizard
gods
right
and
now, bro. I
further back
promise you.
and so on and
It's
so
crazy.
I'm going to wind it back because I can't hear what he
Anyways,
said.
and all that, like dating back like to the
Like this.
the Nephilim and all that, like dating back like to the Titans and the Greek gods.
oh,
and
the
further
Titans,
back
for sure.
and so on and so forth. But anyways,
He's talking
y'all
about
just
giants,
keep
one of your favorite
keep it
subjects, and you're
gangster,
over there.
Do
I
your
hear it.
thing, and we'll holler at you
We will
next
do
time.
our thing.
All right.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, James, for the voicemail. We
I
appreciate
think we got a
that.
couple more coming from him.
What do you
actually,
call
so-
that? What was that
The
called?
Nephilim.
Oh.
The Nephilim Giants. That's what they called them in the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. We did a show about it. Find it somewhere. It's about giants.
You should download it, Armand. Listen to it. It's a good one.
Yeah, we should do another
We
one.
mentioned Titans
We should.
and all that. That's
yeah,
in the
yeah,
Bible?
that's part of
That's
it.
Greek?
not
not the
necessarily in the Bible.
Titans.
Yeah, the Titans are Greek.
Titans are not in the Bible. The Nephilim are. What's his name? The Goliath?
Yeah.
Nephilim.
Oh, David and Goliath?
What was with that? Did you have a bow and arrow there? Were you doing
No,
bow and
that
arrow?
was a slingshot, but
about-
it was a.
Yeah, okay.
about-
Anyway,
That was a slingshot. Is what
How
that
about Cthulhu?
was. Ooh, the
Cult of
cheeky
Cthulhu.
fucker. Yeah. Anyways, next
All right.
voicemail.
Next voicemail is from. It's titled "The Smoking Bandit."
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
See what this is.
What do we got?
Seems about right.
Like this guy?
Hey guys, it's your boy RC, and just really enjoying the show. Take it
Sounds
easy.
like it.
Oh, right on, buddy.
We will take it
High
easy. You
praise
take it easy
indeed.
too, buddy.
Wow.
Okay. High
Thank you.
praise. This one's from titled. It's from Scott.
Scott, huh?
On my way to Walmart to build some shelves. Go Team Eric.
Yeah. Thank you.
And 184, baby.
Son of a
One.
bitch.
God damn it.
84.
All right.
Gotta be Shane.
You
Yeah.
guys have
It's
some good
gotta be
fans, I got to
Shane.
admit.
That was a complete troll, and I
That
don't
was
even want to go into.
100% troll. That had to have been Shane.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Good
More?
Lord.
Okay.
We'll explain it later. We'll explain that one later, Armand. Good
Oh,
Lord.
okay.
Ask on the boards later. I'm sure somebody will fill you in on that
Yeah,
one.
no
That's a
shit.
nice voice.
Here we go. And this one's from Dustin.
Eric, Everett, what's up, guys?
Hey,
This is Dustin from the Final Boys,
what's the final boys?
and I
Pause
want to
it.
give you
Hang
guys kudos because
I'm going to find out right now what the Final Boys
What
is.
is the final boys?
I'm relatively sure it's a podcast, but I'm going to find out right now. Hang with me here. Hang with me.
Hang with me. I'm hanging.
Yeah, the Final Boys. It's on Twitter at the Final Boys. It says here that. Sorry for this little interlude. A podcast that celebrates all things in horror and cinema and pop culture, hosted by Matt and Dustin. And Dustin's the guys that leave us.
Sounds
voicemail.
interesting.
Nice, nice.
So there's an intro to that. Anyway, back to Dustin.
Okay, thanks, Dustin. Right on. How you doing?
casting is not an easy task.
No, it's not.
You
not
guys
super
are
hard,
killing
but-
it. And I want to shoot on the Pizzagate episode haters.
Oh no.
That was my introduction to Surreal Talk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The best episode yet.
Wow.
You guys had so much fun banter. You had the conspiracy on one end and the logical on the other end.
Cool.
Good job, boys.
This could be, I hate to pause it right in the middle, but I wanted to comment. It could be the first time I've heard a real good
a good
positive. Like,
Right.
first time listener, didn't leave immediately.
didn't leave immediately. Right. No shit. Usually when that's their first episode, they're the fuck up.
Well,
outta
usually
here.
it's the one-star
That's a
review.
notorious episode,
If you
too,
look,
isn't it?
Yeah.
if you look at our iTunes reviews, there's like 7 or 8 one-star reviews. I just listened to that piece of shit podcast or
Pizzagate.
episode,
Pizzagate.
Pizzagate.
Yeah, they fucking
that
hated
piece of
it.
shit Everett needs to get his head out of his ass in it. And sounds like to me he's a little bit of a pedophile himself.
Brandon Koala in the chat says Pizzagate was his intro too.
Oh wow, son of a bitch.
Best episode of the whole lot. Right.
I don't know.
know
I
about
was
that.
having.
All right, back to Brandon. Is this Brandon?
Dustin, this is Dustin.
Oh, Dustin. Yeah, back to Dustin.
Son
Sorry.
of a
Wow.
bitch.
Brandon liked it.
Eric,
Yes.
stop responding back to this voicemail, man.
What? Why?
It's just a voicemail. It's
I know.
annoying everybody.
Is it?
Anyway, guys, awesome job. Love the
He's doing it.
podcast.
Thank
Bring back the Three Horsemen.
you. Ooh.
Viva Surreal Talk. Too sweet, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
are
Have
the
a,
three?
have a good day, Dustin.
So that was
Appreciate it.
me, T.O., and Corey's old podcast we did about wrestling.
Oh,
Yeah, we loved it. We had a good time doing it. Except wrestling these days is so hard to get into, in our opinion. We just can't get into the product. And we went through most of the cool older wrestling stuff. And besides that, the fact that Tim and I's knowledge of older wrestling was way limited compared to Corey's. One of these days we might come out and do an episode or something. But anyway, back onto the voicemails. This is a
Wait,
good
hang on,
anonymous
hang
one.
on. Did he say he doesn't? That guy doesn't want me to talk over the voicemails anymore.
Respond to them.
Why shouldn't I respond to
Because
them?
he thinks it's annoying because you're talking to him.
I
like
feel
they're-
like it makes it conversational between me and the person that's
he
leaving
thinks
the
it's
voice.
fake. I'm talking for him here, but Dustin thinks
Well,
it's fake.
if I could get like
Dustin's
a poll,
another podcaster,
can
he would
somebody-
know.
Somebody put a poll up in the group that says, "Should Eric quit talking over the voicemails?" And we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, lock those answers down to yes or no, please. Otherwise, we're gonna get stuff
Yeah,
like I eat
please,
paint
just yes
chips.
or no, or like where'd the white dog poop go?
Yeah, that's what it was. The white dog people.
I
That
got-
always ends up being the right end.
responding to
One that does
voices
that.
that aren't there is rather infantile.
That's true.
I'm thinking of psychological work up here.
All right, we got three more. Let's get through these. This is anonymous.
Uh-oh.
Not the
Ain't-
hacker group.
Ain't on?
Yeah, I just listened to your latest podcast about sports conspiracies.
Oh, what'd you think?
Beginning of it, you guys had to talk about gun control.
Oh yeah.
Now,
sorry.
Eric had it spot on as far as the Second Amendment, and
Thank you.
whoever that clown was that said that the Second Amendment referred to slavery is absolutely out of this world crazy.
That clown was Corey.
I can't believe that somebody would have said in this world.
Hey man, I guess he had his evidence.
Untrue. It clearly says
I don't know that
in
evidence.
the Second
but...
Amendment that a militia is necessary to secure a free state, and that's why our right to keep and bear arms should not be infringed. Nothing about slavery. That is absolute positively fake news bullshit.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe you guys would even allow that on your show.
Well, no, I mean, it's not.
Was that Corey's contention?
Yeah, Corey said the Second Amendment was about slavery to keep your slaves.
Here's my
alive.
thought. I find this kind of ironic that Corey, more or less now, is doing one of those what conspiracy theorists generally do: the read between the lines and tell you what it really means, man. That shit is really about slavery, man. Right. And then all of the conspiracy heads are like, "This son of a bitch is full of shit. It's right there in black and white. It says it's about the militia. It can't get any clearer. It's about the militia." I just find it funny, this juxtaposition.
Yes. Well, it's a testimonial to the dichotomy and ambivalence of this show.
Yes, sir.
Which is why it is well loved.
All right. Two more. There's another one from James from Sydney, the guy who is from Sydney but not Australian. I took that away from the first mail.
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Let's hear it.
Yo.
Yeah.
Easy. Everett.
Yeah, buddy.
James from Australia.
James, I'm going to do what Eric says.
Hey, sorry to spam your inbox.
No big deal, dude. This is my thing, by the way.
What's that?
That's my thing, by the way.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate if you wouldn't talk over the
And we're back.
Yeah, don't interrupt while Eric's interrupting.
Eat it. All right, carrying on. Oh, I just restarted it.
Did you guys dig up this character, Corey? Not only is he a raging, civil rights hating liberal.
What?
But he doesn't know shit.
Oh, yeah.
Civil rights hating? I didn't get that from Corey at all, though. I think he's like way on the side of civil rights. Like, that's what I've always got from him.
Can you quit interrupting the man?
Sorry, that's my bad.
What an ironic statement.
Yeah, my bad.
I mean, I get it.
What?
You two, you're not sports fans. It's all good that you don't really know.
Yeah,
but everything that came out of his cock holster was either ill-informed or total bullshit.
Nice.
So,
fair enough.
Yeah,
Thank you.
What to say, man. Just wow. Fucking wow.
Okay, well, what do you apologize for, buddy?
I don't even apologize for it. Corey said what he said. You don't apologize for another man.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell the guy fuck off.
Me either. I might try to throw him in a sleeper hole next time I see him, but it's unrelated.
When you guys told me you were doing sports conspiracies,
Yeah, we're
I
not
thought
big sports
that would
guys,
be one of
but
the
it's
least
big
controversial shows
What had
of all
happened
time.
between us telling you we were going to do that and us doing it is a big-ass school shooting.
Yeah, that's what happened in between planning to do the sports conspiracies and then the actual show.
And then we broke with normal rules of talking about something so soon
we broke
afterwards.
protocol. We normally don't do that either. So
well, it was timely.
Anyway, let the guy have his voice.
There's one. That's it. His was
I
over.
think he made his point. Yeah.
Okay.
And there was one more from another Anon, and here we go.
Hey guys, it's your favorite wannabe troll here, Drun Crayons.
What's up, Drun?
AKA Trollness Prime, getting a little sauced on a Friday night.
Nice.
I just want to say that I appreciate
This
everything
was
you
last
guys
night,
have done.
13 hours ago.
And
What do you mean by
I
everything
hope you
we've
keep
done?
up the great work.
Everything from all of our charitable contributions to our philanthropy work. Oh yeah, we didn't do any of that. Okay, carry on.
Philanthropy? You guys?
Nah.
I don't know what you guys were planning for this weekend, but I want
We were planning to talk about the culture of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Yeah, we got
to know why you keep avoiding the whole idea that there is some truly black ops group operating like the Lake City Quiet Pills.
Lake City Quiet Pills.
Anyway,
I don't even know what Lake City Quiet Pills are.
Quit. See, there he goes again, denying it. And you're not going to talk about it. You're sitting here denying that it exists. This is exactly what he's saying.
Hey, bro,
We're going to
Drunk
research
Krantz,
it.
I'm going to look into it.
Correct. That's what we do on this show.
100% I'm going to look
He
into
was
that.
completely right about you.
Lake City
I
need a pen.
appreciate you wasting your time on,
time's
you
not
know,
wasted, brother.
chemtrails and all that good shit.
That
Go
might
Team
have been
Eric.
Yeah.
Fuck Team Everett. I still love you, Everett, but
That's what I'm talking
fuck
about, buddy.
Team Everett
Yeah, fuck Team
anyways.
Everett.
That's my boy.
Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm looking
will.
forward to
Team
your next
Armand.
podcast. Anyways, have a good one.
You too,
Yeah,
buddy.
those sign-offs are hard.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
I see a trend here, though. I think the more weight that Everett loses, the better it is for your team.
What's that mean?
Well, I just think there's more sympathy for a rotund man. And I think now he's
Everett got more love when he was husky.
Right? Isn't that the
That could be it. Who knows?
Right,
There's
lovable
any number of
fat
reasons
man.
people. Yeah,
that's literature.
Without the fat, I am unlovable.
Chris
Yeah,
Farley
you're not
was
that lovable anymore.
Chris Farley was a
Right.
beautiful human
We
being.
love
man.
Chris
I went from
Farley.
Chris Farley to Chunky David Spade. Nobody loves
Yeah,
David
nobody
Spade.
loves
No, yeah,
that.
no, especially the chunky version of David Spade. He was funny when he was skinny and like
Yeah.
asshole-ish, but when he's chunky, he's just
Now
See
I'm
if
just
the audience agrees with
just
that.
sad and normal.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move it, man. Let's do the meat.
All right,
We've passed the potatoes.
Those are some pretty good.
So, why the fuck? Oh no, wait, we got to shout out UG Shit, bro. UG Shit.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
UG Shit on YouTube. If you watch the YouTube and you read the comments, UG Shit links to exactly the point where we start the podcast. So if you're not interested in our 7 to 10 minutes of bullshit before where we're getting everything coordinated and we're just bullshitting, this man is doing the Lord's work here. He is linking in the first comment of exactly where the podcast starts as soon as
Let me
music
go
plays.
on the opposite side of that. If you are interested in some shit that happens before the show, if you're listening on just the podcast right now, there's many more minutes of content before and after the show that we put on YouTube that you can check out.
There's 20 more minutes of other
Catch
than
us live.
what you download on the...
Or catch us after the fact on YouTube. So
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, that's that. Thanks again, UG Shit, though.
Yeah, appreciate
Saves
it,
me
buddy.
from having to do it. I used to do it. Then he started doing it after I stopped doing it. So, what was that? Where's Eric going?
Nowhere. I'm getting a pen. Keep talking.
Oh, you're getting the pen.
Well, he wants to research that comment.
Oh, just go back and listen. Anyway, this week we're talking about the culture of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal. So what that means is we wanted to talk about the prevalence in society today of people who are into cults and conspiracies and the paranormal, supernatural shit, cryptids, the type of stuff we like to talk about and have shows about. We wanted to discuss why it's so prevalent these days. I'd love Eric's chiming in over here, but
Now, you think it's proliferating? I mean,
well, think about it before the information age, for instance. Right. The biggest thing at that time was Kennedy's assassination, you'd have to say, or Hoffa. I didn't even think of Hoffa before.
well, I mean, before that, you even had the Red Scare and, communism in the 30s, too, even. Nazism.
Well,
yeah, they were all
there's
conspiracies.
conspiracy that about the Titanic, which was well before the internet age, but I didn't know anything about it until I looked at it on the internet, so...
Let me ask you about that. So do you think a lot of people, your standard people, knew about that or even cared? And say that, that from the 20s on to roughly the 80s about the Titanic conspiracy?
99.99% of people had no idea even who the people on there were or what their roles were. I mean, no, I don't think that conspiracy became prevalent until somebody actually looked into it later on. Do you think people were talking about...
No.
About the USS Britannica being a switch ship for the Titanic and actually was an insurance scam job?
I'm sure somebody did.
Or the Federal Reserve being created?
That story made it to today.
Well, how about the Lincoln assassination? There were no conspiracy theories about that.
There's plenty of conspiracy theories about Lincoln.
Such as?
At that time?
Yeah. Well, good point at that time. It's a good point. I don't know. I'm sure there were.
They evolved
at that
later.
time, right? That's what I'm saying. I think
are
a
you
lot
saying
of
that they
them are
evolved later,
evolving
that they're bullshit just by nature?
I think the Kennedy conspiracy was because it was on national TV. People could see, it's the information, as you say. I think that makes things, obviously, they travel at literally the speed of light now.
Pretty much.
But so, why are there so many? So there's so many fucking different conspiracy theories out there right now. There's some that people love, some that people hate, some that are just plain freaking stupid. I mean, you've got the conspiracy theory about Coca-Cola, putting out the new and improved
new Coke
taste
being
and being horrible so they could reintroduce old
Coca-Cola Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean from 85?
Yeah. So,
wow,
and
that's an old one.
That's and then there's Michelle Obama's penis. The Super
So hold
Bowl
on,
being
the Michelle
rigged.
Obama penis one, you're a proliferator of.
No,
privately.
It's funny. It's funny. I proliferate it because it's a funny joke. But do I honestly believe that?
Do you honestly believe it?
You talk about Michael Obama.
Michael.
That was a joke. But there's even a conspiracy about Mattress Firm being a money laundering scam. The whole.
How's that?
You'd have to look into it, but it's out there. It's a definite thing. I'm not here to explain that. I'm just here to try to show that there's just a conspiracy.
There's a wide range of conspiracies.
You know what I mean? Paul McCartney's dead. Elvis is alive.
That's a good point. Those are some older ones too that you don't really think about so much as a conspiracy, but that's exactly what it is. To keep Elvis dead and under wraps. You know what I mean? Anybody who died and they thought Jim Morrison, for instance, whenever you see all of these sightings.
So why do you guys think that people will follow certain conspiracy theories? What do you think makes people follow conspiracy theories?
This may get me kicked off the show, but I think
Not at all.
Except for the listeners of this show who are intelligent people, thoughtful, I think it's a dumbing down of this country. Well, yes, I'm not above that.
You think it's a dumbing down?
I really think so.
Well,
what do they teach in school? I mean, let's just say,
been a while since
my
I've been
bête noir.
No shit, right?
The global warming, that whole myth. Okay, what do people really know about science these days? They don't know the scientific method. They don't know
Armand, school's
basic
not
chemistry,
something smart
physics.
people do.
Apparently not.
Yeah,
That's a Rick Sanchez
So
quote.
it's easy. That's great.
I was on a religion episode a few weeks back. I said the same thing nearly about science, is that so many people believe in science almost as a religion because you're not going to take the time to do these tests,
learn the science.
to learn the method, to do the test.
You trust the
and get
scientific.
independent
It's
verification.
easier to say there's a consensus, so it has to be true.
Exactly. You trust the scientific community.
But that's the same thing if you ask me about the consensus of what's real in the Bible. You know what I mean? It's written by a bunch of guys you've never met a long time ago or even recently, but you'll never meet them, and you're just taking their word where it's written in a book or written on a page or in a video. And it keeps getting, these days it's a lot further than that. It goes beyond what you read in a book to whatever strange video you might see on YouTube or that link you see on Facebook.
That's very fair. So there's something about like particular...
we never answered your question though. Why are people more susceptible these days or more into conspiracies?
Yeah, I mean, what draws a person to a conspiracy? Because
is it paranoia? You think?
I don't know. I'll tell you that could be it too. But I'll tell you, fuck, man, a lot of them are interesting, and a lot of them are like something that you want to be out in front of.
So is it almost like a love for history and trying to get the truth about it?
Yeah, yes, definitely. And then maybe feeling like you know more than someone else on a particular subject, which that doesn't even have to be conspiracy related.
Going right along with this, I had a point I wrote down. When history is written by the victor, and it's not always, sometimes there's straight historians that do it, but when history is written by the victor, as the saying says, how can you trust it? How can you trust the biased accounting of something that happened a long time ago? Can you trust what the Roman history books say about,
History's written by the winners, man.
That's what I just said. How can you trust it if it's written by the victor?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Pay attention, motherfucker.
Oh, is that
What are you doing, reading the chat again?
He's busy responding.
Stop talking, Eric. Chat. You're taking him away.
Yeah, but Red W. Black says no.
What's he say? Science, atheism is one world religion of the new order. Of the new world order. Yeah, I mean, pretty much could be.
Could be.
Is it the general zeitgeist, though? Is it an over-medicated, undereducated populace?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Does that have something to do with it?
Yeah, have you seen the movie
easy
Idiocracy?
access to it.
Have you seen the movie Idiocracy?
Has that got the guy from Old School in it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, but no, I haven't seen it.
No. So basically, it's kind of like Futurama. This guy falls asleep or whatever and gets transported to the future, 500 years in the future. By this time, technology had been advanced to the position where people didn't need to know how to do anything for so long, and they had become absolutely stupid.
Retarded.
The entirety of the world was dumb, and he was now the smartest man in the world. They didn't know how to even grow crops. They were having a global famine because the soda company, the beverage company, had bought all the rights to water in the world because they had thought that water was a
renewable
threat a threat to their beverage industry. So they bought the FCC, they bought a couple other places, so they didn't have to let water out. And nobody thought that water should be going on plants. That's what I'm talking about. It's the same type of dumbing down that'll happen whenever you let this kind of stuff run wild.
That's insane. I've never seen that. I have to watch that movie.
But at the same time, like I was saying with the science or religion, you can't just take what people say is the accepted answer to some of these stories. Like Kennedy, for the longest time, everybody would chide you and make fun of you as a conspiracy theorist for believing that there was more than just Lee Harvey Oswald acting alone.
Oh, there's a shooter on the grassy knoll.
But how many people these days do you...
that's what people would say.
How many people these days do you think believe that was all that happened?
There's been polls. It's like an overwhelming majority.
Ask anybody in the back of our office during the week. They'll tell you they more than likely believe it wasn't just Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah,
giving
definitely.
credence to the...
How about UFOs? I mean, I think the population... Most people, people believe in ghosts than they believe in, I believe, that we landed on the moon or something like that.
No shit.
Is that
did
true?
a poll. Yeah,
no, I can believe that.
Something
Totally
like that.
can.
The higher percentage of people polled thought that ghosts exist and that we actually landed on the moon.
So Touched by a 12 Gauge says in the chat, what drives him for conspiracies is, he says, for me, wanting to know the truth about my world and existence. And that's a lot of what drives people to
that's
religion.
An admirable ambition.
You know what I mean? They want to know about their existence, their world, the great question, why are we here? What is our purpose?
Well, then there's the flip side of it, too. That same exact wanting to know the truth is not wanting to be told a lie.
Yeah,
not wanting
definitely.
to have the wool pulled over your eyes or have someone try to tell you a story that's just categorically false, and you are insulted almost. Most people are.
Yeah,
when you're presented with a story or an explanation that just doesn't add up.
Yeah,
I think that's one big thing too. People are like, "You want me to believe this? I'm going to go ahead and have to do a little bit of research and find some proof."
Well, now what do you do with? And I know we do on this show, but say, what does the average person do with this arcane knowledge that they have the truth? Would you disseminate it to other people, or do you keep it and just be smug that you know something?
They argue with strangers about it on the internet.
Okay. So you're not going to keep it to yourself. You'd rather put it out there and try to sway other people?
I would say it depends on the conspiracy theorist. If you want to look back to the classical times, the 80s and before, whenever your conspiracy theories was the guy who lived in the little basement apartment who would collect little scraps of paper, and he's got these little pieces of evidence
on the wall.
Exactly, the classic type of guy.
That guy's not telling nobody.
He might be. Anybody who will actually listen. Think about it. That's that crazy guy. Hey, man, the government's all over. But
depends on what's driving you for the conspiracies. If it's
exactly right. It depends on the person.
Paranoia, then I don't believe you're telling a lot of people, but you're definitely trying to figure it out because you think you're in danger.
Watch the movie Conspiracy Theory.
But if your drive is
a real good
to
one.
know more than someone else or to be in front of it before other people,
well, that goes along with two people.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you. I do
you
that a
would
lot.
Definitely be. You would definitely. Yeah, you did.
I fucked you. On that, yeah. And then you had to cough. I ruined it.
That's all right. That's all right.
No, I get you though.
A phlegm interruption, but I don't think that people. Somebody said it was more or less. I think it's boredom. Just
nothing better to do.
Yeah,
and
it beats watching CNN.
They're fucking interesting.
Yeah, right.
Some
It's
of them are
inherently
great
interesting.
reads. Even like if you like fiction books, or if you just like anything, you know what I mean. You like to read a book. You like to hear a story, even if you don't actually fully 100% believe it. Goddamn, is it interesting?
Right.
Like, dude, like I said, I don't care what you say. The flat Earth, it's a shit false theory. It's not flat. But when you watch those videos, man, they're fucking interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. The people who believe flat Earth. Well, I mean, obviously, none of us do.
I'm not going to sit here in the room.
None of us in the room. Right. Our listeners might.
Yeah, and I don't fault them for that.
I don't either. But let's think about that. The amount of evidence is overwhelming that the world is round, and the leap of faith you have to take to think that all of this presented evidence is a fabrication, is something to pull the wool over our eyes without any real reason of why anyone would want to make it be shown as a round Earth versus a flat Earth.
Right, yeah, like the reasoning behind it.
What's the mindset there, do you think? That goes beyond.
We've asked that question.
Paranoia, I know we have before, and usually I got to think 95% of the time, those people are trolling.
You think?
And I hate that, dude. There's you may get annoyed at people who believe conspiracy theory and think, these people are fucked up in the head and they're annoying. But what gets me worse is those people who don't believe it, who proliferate it as a joke. To make fun of people.
Joke about it, yeah.
It's like, what kind of dickhead are you, man?
Right, you can just move on about your day if you don't fucking buy it, whatever.
Right.
Don't insult me. Don't be a cocksucker. I agree with you.
And I don't believe in flat Earth, but I'm not going to spend my day fucking posting anti-flat Earth memes.
No, and that's the thing. Like, if I truly, if someone, like in our group, for instance.
Oh, the cat meme, we got that one 1,000 times.
No, yeah, but if someone genuinely posts a question about flat Earth, I will try to comment back and talk to them about, season changes, satellites. But at one point, it's like, if you're not going to believe me no matter what, or you're not even going to attempt to...
you as in every flat earther, more or less, because that's the way it goes. And we've dealt with this so many times.
And hey, no offense to you, I'm just done with that conversation because I'm not going to keep trying to change your mind. If you're set in that mind, that's fine.
Let me ask you
right
personally
spot
then.
for it. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to continue trying to debate you, because the only reason I would try to debate you is to help you change your mind.
Let me ask you this then. As a host of the show now and a member of the group we started but roughly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we see the same meme, over and over again. New people post. Does it kind of turn you off every now and then, some of that stuff? Does it make you go want to step back? Is it's like, I have to? Do you ever feel like you're fake whenever you respond to that?
No, because I try to be 100% honest.
I usually just won't respond.
I believe in, but I do. But no, I mean I won't. That's not my thing.
Have you guys devoted entire show to that?
To what?
Flat Earth.
Yeah. We in Hollow Earth. I don't know, man. Hop on iTunes and you can.
Okay,
download it, Armand.
And what was most of the response? Most of the listeners
Yeah, most people.
Europe, I can imagine most years would probably not buy that.
If you listen to the first one, which is NOT, I believe, right? The flat Earth we did was.
I think it was an old Nick of Time episode.
Yeah, which we should just take that one down. Like,
no way, fuck that, dude. That's history.
No, we need to take them down and then release them to further patrons.
No,
some of our old shit.
Yeah, how do you monetize this?
We don't.
Well, look, I'll give you. You should.
No shit, right?
But I'll tell you what. I have people, honest to God, and I'll give you an example. Yesterday, we were talking about should athletes be paid. The conversation.
College athletes?
Yes, college athletes. Yes. No, professional athletes.
I was going to say they're getting paid.
Yes, they are getting paid. Anyway, somehow somebody brought up global warming because they knew that's kind of going to get, that's a pushing my button.
Yeah.
And one of the new guys that we just hired, one of the new writers, and I said, well, we all know that's a hoax. And I was, you know me, I'm dead serious about it. This guy looked at me like I was a flat earther. I mean, I can just tell.
Yeah, well, see, and so some
he
people
thought this guy is nuts.
Global warming.
And I think, you know what I do. I read. And I bet I've read more than any climatologist or geologist. I read like a couple hours a day.
Speculation. I mean, you can't back that up.
Yes, that's logical fallacy, begging the question.
Yep, sorry.
But I'm just saying, I mean, they really literally looked at me like, if you don't believe in global warming, that's tantamount to being a flat earther or a Holocaust denier.
Right.
Or anything else you can name.
Yeah.
Makes you a complete lunatic.
Right.
So it just goes to show you can convince people
Greedo
of anything.
shot first. No?
What?
I said Greedo. Eric, hello?
Yeah.
You didn't catch on. I said Greedo shot first. As one. That's my point. It's one of those like flat Earth or global warming.
Greedo shot first.
It's a Star Wars joke, and you fucking.
I get it, but
I can get that one. That's one with Harrison Ford, right?
Yeah. Try spinning, Everett. That's a cool trick.
Is that actually some kind of controversy?
Well, what had happened whenever George Lucas re-released the special editions, he changed it up to where it made it look like Greedo shot first rather than Han, not to make Han such a fucking murderer.
Right, got it.
But,
I like Han as a murderer myself.
Me too. Yeah.
What's wrong? Why do you want to? Yeah. Why?
No, he's a scoundrel.
He was.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He was a low down dirty fucker.
That's why,
he was great.
Leia fell in love with him.
Yeah, he was a great
She
character.
loves scoundrels.
Fun fact, did you know Harrison Ford had a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame before he ever did Star Wars or anything?
From what, like American Graffiti?
No, it was from...
a carpenter.
No, it was a Broadway act or something that he did.
Really? Because,
that got him,
I thought he got his first part because he was doing carpentry for some of these people in Hollywood and somebody hired him.
I follow Mark Hamill
Spielberg.
I follow Mark Hamill on Twitter, and Mark Hamill tweeted out the other day, when I first met Harrison Ford in 1976 or something like that he told me he was already had a star on the Walk of Fame. I thought he was kidding. Come to find out, just recently I found out that he really does, and it's for some, Broadway musical or some shit. Something but it's way before he was ever on Star Wars.
That's interesting.
Yeah, sorry for the fun fact. My fault. Go ahead, continue.
I think James is right, though. Climate change is real, not going to freeze. We're heading for another ice age. You're right, James. Now, that has been documented, Another Maunder minimum.
Objection speculation.
Okay, fine. And I like that.
Yeah.
So read up on it and learn your shit.
Thanks to
you
Jordan.
Can't do that.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
For those that want to listen, Flat Earth episode is in the All Over the Place episode from February 27th, 2017.
That was almost a year ago.
Thank you, Jordan.
Something eerie about that.
That could be fake news, but I'm just going by what Jordan says.
That was the second time we talked about Flat Earth.
Yeah.
We did a full show.
Speaking of fake news,
yes,
fake news has a spot in the conspiracy community, whether anyone wants to admit it or not.
But returning to my point again, to beat a dead horse, it's already been beaten.
Beat that motherfucker, Armand. Beat him.
Is it easier to coerce and manipulate a stupid population? I claim it is.
Yeah, for sure it would be.
I would say so.
For sure. Well, I said for sure it would totally be easier.
Well, again, that goes with the straight conspiracy. Is the government or some shadowy cabal trying to control us and keep us?
I don't think it's shadowy. I think it's out in the open. Yes.
They want you to think it's in the shadow.
Bilderberg?
No, it's the government.
Bohemian Grove?
With the Department of Education, the Department of Education, our government.
That's a joke for you, basically.
I got you there.
Diaz Irae, who are the guys in that Tom Brown movie?
Shit, I don't watch those. What you're talking about?
Dan Brown? Dan Brown.
The Illuminati? Is that what you're talking about?
Isn't it something Dei? The Catholic somebody. I know your listeners will know.
You talk about the people that beat themselves with the shit.
Not the people that self-flagellate,
or what is it?
Yeah. Is that what? Do they self-flagellate?
Yeah.
I thought they were taking over the world.
Everett, the Matre Dei or whatever it is.
I don't recall what they were called
from the fucking movie.
I only saw the movie like one time.
We just talked about it on our religion episode where they beat each.
Yeah, slow flagellation, but I don't remember what that sect of the Catholics are called.
Never mind then.
I'm sure somebody's going to give it to us.
Fake news, though. Fake news has a spot in the conspiracy community. I feel like a very big spot because fake news can be responsible for some of the conspiracies that are a little out there that people start believing. Like you read one article that's from a satire website and you don't realize it's a satire website. That can completely make you look like an ass.
Let me ask you this: what do you think the motivation behind creating fake news is? Obviously, there's several.
Well, no. So some of the websites fake news, but it can also be like I said, those satire websites where those are for fun, a
like
little
the
bit
Onion.
Of joke. Yeah, like the Onion. But when you see people sharing stuff from the Onion that's not aware that the Onion's actually, a fucking just a joke.
Right.
That's
always sad too. Whenever somebody
and that can spread, but it's like things like that. You know what I mean? You share it to this guy, it spreads to this guy, to 10, to 12, to 50, to 100, and one article can make a whole fucking bunch of people believe.
Especially
whatever.
in this day and age, whenever.
But
people...
who gains by that? That's the question you're asking. See, my contention is cui bono. Who gains? The government gains.
It's like look for the guy who stays to gain the most, and there's your guy, man.
Man, that's
the
your
government.
Guy.
Well, usually
that's the bad guy, man.
The government furthers because they need to take care of you. That furthers their power. Their grip on us tightens if you're stupid.
Well,
they do not want a well-educated populace.
Well, they also you could argue that it could be some sort of big like capitalist thing to keep people content and spending money.
Sure.
I mean, any which way, the story always goes to some shadowy, whether it's the government or people in the government or behind it. It's always about money and power.
Now, here's the thing: do you agree with that as being religion too? Is that religion's goal? I don't know if I believe that one.
Well, we talked about it again in our religion episode.
Okay.
At the very top of the original conception of religion, it might have been about
who was the most powerful. Yeah. What was the most powerful entity during the Middle Ages?
The Pope,
the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
The church, so to speak.
Okay.
But look at it from a local level. You can't think that your preacher down on the corner, he has power in mind for the most part. I mean, yeah, maybe the pedophile ones, but
right. But for the most part, most religious people are good-hearted.
They take it for the good part of religion. So you can't hold that against religion.
But here's what religion purports is that if you're poor and miserable in this lifetime, you'll be rewarded in the next life, and that can be manipulated too. If I'm the Pope, I want everybody thinking that.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
Makes you, well, don't worry about it, Eric. Don't worry that I'm not giving you food or that he's losing too much weight. Well, he's going to waste away.
It's happening.
Yeah, you'll be fat in the next life.
The religious terrorist groups, like the ones that are super religious that do the self-bombings and shit like that. You think the leader of that is doing that exact same thing, saying, brother, if you sacrifice yourself for Allah, you'll 72 virgins.
You're praying on somebody weak.
Yeah, praying on somebody weak with the promise of, but that's
nothing new.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
But so do you guys think that the information age is responsible for a lot of these theories?
I think that propagates it, yes.
It's proliferating more conspiracies to be easier consumed.
I would say so, but I would say... Now that I think about it, I wouldn't say that it's more. I'd say they're different now. So you start back in the day with stuff like the government can do earthquakes, man. They can create lightning. It was a lot less. I found the story on the internet or at the library than I'm sitting around half baked and stoned, and I think the government's doing earthquakes.
But they can.
Well, I get that, but I'm trying to think about before the information age and how the type of conspiracy theories that most people were talking about have changed a lot.
Right,
and just due to the fact of what can proliferate. Now.
Would you say that this has a part of when I was a kid, and I'm probably 20 years older than you guys.
No,
I had a comic book collection. I had the Avengers and all this, but when I went to a movie, I saw ordinary people, Raging Bull, etc. Mm-hmm. Now. You go to a movie, what do you see? You see the Avengers. It's a Marvel universe, basically.
Fuck yeah.
So I think that's changed too. I think younger people are kind of out of reality somewhat, and I think that makes for crazier and crazier conspiracies.
Fair enough. The attention span has changed a lot too, and the way people consume media these days in short bursts.
I wasn't paying attention. What do you say? Yeah.
Well, the conspiracy culture itself has taken advantage of YouTube and has created all these easily consumable videos that fit right along with these short attention spans.
Hold your attention for 5 or 10 minutes. Give
that's
you
all
the
you
good
need.
Meat of it. Well, that's kind of like our show, though. In that sense, not that it's.
So you're saying we don't need to do this more than 10 minutes at a time?
No, but what I'm saying is we don't go into the 6-hour deep explanations of it, but we give you the shit that makes you want to go, what? I got to look into this.
That tissue paper on the outside of the roll.
Huh?
We're like that tissue paper on the outside of the roll.
No.
Is that what you are?
No.
You're the last panel.
Yeah.
No.
What about using?
Like
by the way, don't use the toilet. It's not working.
Oh, it was bad. I was seeing it earlier.
Yes.
Fake news as a weapon. So, how often do you think fake news is used as a form of propaganda from the other side to discredit what they're writing stories about?
Often.
Whenever you would make a story that's so fantastic, you know what I mean? That people are like, obviously, I can't believe they're trying to pass this off as real. Well, how often is it not the people who are putting that out that it claims to be? It's the other side trying to...
As a political weapon?
Political, or even people who don't want the rise of Bigfoot. You know what I mean? They'll put out a video about Bigfoot that's obviously fake or something like that.
Right.
So it could go either way. How often do you think that's done? That it's not done...
Well, here
it's
again,
done as a disinformation tactic.
I think you answer your own question when you say who gains. I mean, who gains by people believing or not believing in Loch Ness Monster or
well, so
UFOs?
The troll on the corner, the
if you start saying Michelle Obama has a dick,
you're
trying to influence somebody politically, I would think, or Trump is a pawn of Putin.
But a lot of people can't spot a fake news article. What would you say, Everett, as an information technology guy, that if someone was looking into a validity of an article,
the source for one.
Yeah, but
if you're on
how are you spotting fake news?
WorldNewsToday.com or any of these like completely unaffiliated websites that you get linked on from Twitter, for the most part, just pass right on.
Isn't it the responsibility, though, of the absorber of this information
So
to have
what are
some
you-
common
Exactly right.
sense say
So-
that's ridiculous?
But here's
That's what
my
he's saying.
question.
How do you
So
spot this shit?
How do you spot fake news?
Who cares? It's
but
stupid.
Then again,
That's how you spot
who
it. It doesn't make
decides
sense.
what's
Common
not
sense,
fake
yeah.
news? Like Washington Post, and is that all mainstream media? Are we considering that not fake news because it's a big propped up corporation, or how? What I mean, what
that's
are the
danger of it.
constraints of
So
fake
it's
news?
their credibility. It's the
Right.
credibility, and you think that standard media has credibility because they've been around so long, but
Right.
in the rise of corporate media, it's hard to really believe everything they say. So you got to take the source of what and the subject of what they're talking about, kind of in the play, like Fox
I don't know if
News.
it's fake news. It's bias news.
Bias news,
Nobody,
that's a good way to put it.
The idea that the that these newspapers and these news channels, etc., are completely objective is ridiculous. I mean, we know that. They can take the same story and twist the facts any way they want, or not portray the story at all.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's not necessarily fake news.
at the end of the day, you're trying to sell views on your website,
Yeah.
newspapers in your bin, magazines, ratings at night on the 10 o'clock news.
It's all about money, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen an article, and now this could be fake news too, but it was about how different areas, the newspaper, like the Washington Post or something, will print the same exact article and picture, but the headline will be, if it's delivered in a blue area or a red area, the headline will be Trump takes tough stance on gun control, or Trump backs down a little bit on gun control.
Well, it's the same thing how you've seen like
you know what I
Washington
mean?
Post.
So that's just like
They
that's,
pre-prepare two different versions of a cover based on where that delivery is going. Like if it's going to this delivery route, they have this on the.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just good salesmanship, in my opinion. If I was selling a newspaper, I would know my consumer, and I wouldn't want to piss them off. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
You sell your media to who your content to the person who's consuming it.
Right. Well, like here's who is this?
It's like you don't make a YouTube show about conspiracy stuff for people who don't believe in it.
Yellow
That's
journalism. Remember that? That was Hearst.
Yeah.
That's why we got into the Spanish-American War.
So
remember the Maine, all that garbage. That
Facebook just recently started a campaign to try to help prevent the spread of fake news, where they hired a bunch more people.
So yeah, that was being talked about a lot on our group the other day, wasn't it? I haven't looked into that too much. I think you even tagged me, wanted me to come on there and talk about the algorithm, which I wasn't going to do at all because I have no research into this algorithm. I have no
Everett
clue.
knows all about it.
I don't even know that it's real. This could be another one of those things.
It could be fake news.
It could be. It's what I'm saying.
No.
Did you see any official?
People actually screenshotted their timelines now, asking if you want to silence Surreal Talk and all these groups because.
Oh really?
Yeah, you didn't see that? You should look in the group. Jesse Wright posted too. He said
that could be fake news too. Jesse could be
Grave Knives said
an agent.
He said I'm in a lot of groups, and the only one I've ever had to request to be in was the Surreal Talk group and get accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that's the one group that Facebook asked me, do I want to silence?
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
here's a note you had too, which kind of plays into this. Most people will gravitate to a conspiracy which aligns with their particular political or religious beliefs or opposes their competitor, i.e. Dems will buy the Russia collusion or Republicans will buy the DNC collusion or the Seth Rich murder.
yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
That's called confirmation bias. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So some people will buy a new conspiracy based on how they align themselves with, certain political
If you say
parties.
that Trump has no dick as opposed to Michelle having one, anti-Trumpers apart, whatever. Any scurrilous rumor about Trump, people are going to buy.
Well, it's the same thing with people voting based on gun control. I'm going to vote for whoever lets me keep my guns. It's
Abortion,
all about.
These are hot button issues.
Right. People have trouble too admitting that it's self-serving. It's not a bad thing that you vote for your interest, but a lot of people, they'll hide that, and it's not about me.
Oh yeah.
I think everything almost all of us do, and hopefully you're aware of it, is in self-interest.
That's what makes me wonder. Because, when I do my show with Tony, and I'm glad he's not here to defend himself, so I can say anything I want about the bastard. I just tell him, say, anything you buy, you'll believe anything about Trump because you hate Trump. So you really have you're not
right.
objection.
It literally, it doesn't
Please,
force you.
think about it.
It makes it easier to believe.
Right.
Yeah,
the economy
subconsciously
stinks.
makes you more
He's
susceptible
racist.
to those sorts of
And
statements.
At least myself, I did not like Mr. Obama. But at least I told myself, listen, try to remain objective.
Well, you don't believe he's actually Barry Soros and was born in another country?
Barry Soros.
No, but I do
Satora,
believe Michelle has a cock and balls.
This fucking guy.
But you get my point,
It's
though.
a rather androgynous wife, yes.
So I've got a bunch of quotes here coming
great.
up
I
next.
like some of these.
So
These are great.
conspiracy theories are often a way of expressing an imbalance of power by those who perceive themselves to be the underdog.
That's a great way to look at it, too.
Who
you
said
know what
that?
I mean? I don't know.
That's brilliant.
He doesn't bother sourcing, but it's a good quote.
It wasn't
Somebody's
mine.
gonna sue
So
us.
there's
Somebody out there
Somebody
said
it.
you might even just Google that
But
specifically.
I read that.
Very
When I
wise.
read that, I was like, man, that
goes along with what we said
that's-
earlier. People don't want to think that they're having the wool pulled over their eyes or being taken advantage of.
This is true, yeah.
I'm in the underdog. If there's somebody out there that can pull the wool over my eyes, I'm the underdog.
Yeah.
Same reason people liked Rocky.
How come?
I love Rocky.
Would you guys say something about
If he
what
dies,
changed?
he dies.
Because in the '60s, now I wasn't around then, but if you read about it,
Bullshit.
Everybody was saying, well, I was
Horseshit,
technically,
yeah.
I was,
Horseshit.
but everybody was saying the government is everything the government tells you is a lie. Remember the Vietnam War, all this stuff.
That lying son of a bitch Johnson.
I still
Right.
believe that.
Well, a lot of people don't. I think more people rely now on the government to tell you the truth. Right? Isn't that?
For real?
I think so. Not on this show, not us, but I think most of.
You think in general, though?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I don't think there's just that. You go to these kids. I mean, look at this. I don't want to bring up gun control again, but this tragedy a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What did all the kids say? They're begging for government to come in and save them.
That's
you
true.
think in the '60s? In the '60s, they said Nixon did it or Johnson did it.
Right.
That's a good point.
Complete
That is a good
juxtaposition.
point. Yeah.
Now we got to have the government protect us.
Make your
When did
regulations.
that happen?
And we're more dependent on them as far as financial goes
course.
anymore.
That's interesting.
Right.
They-
Give me
people
more.
want the government to force societal change rather
Right.
than rallying the society to look at
I
itself.
thought everyone wanted to overthrow the government.
That's a great point. I didn't even ever think about it like that. Like, why are we pushing the government to do it
Right.
To make
instead
these
of
changes
society?
for
You
us,
think
yeah.
1965 at Berkeley, they would have asked the government to come in and
The government never
Well,
burned a
overthrow
bra.
the government.
The government never burned a bra.
It's funny how the government wants you to remember all these school shootings except for that one in Ohio.
What are you talking? Oh, Kent State. That's an
yeah, well,
interesting.
that was a
point,
go.
man.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody posted that on Facebook, not an original thought, but I thought it was great.
Not an original thought.
Sure.
Just saying hashtag not me.
Yeah, hashtag not me.
All right, what's this next one you got here?
This says,
This isn't a quote though.
Where are
no.
these? I didn't see
The
these.
assassination of President John F. Kennedy set off a general sense of suspicion that would permeate the culture for some time. So, and I am talking about the conspiracy culture. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Since
a catalyst.
JFK,
Yeah.
people have been way more easily believable. Like,
I
and
agree.
I don't want to say, and that gullible is totally not the word I'm going for, but I'm saying people are more open-minded now to believe harsher shit than before. Like, because
That was
once
a
you
seminal
can get,
moment. In,
yeah, I believe so. It was a pivotal moment. It was almost a turning point. So once
a
you
watershed moment.
Once people are open to the idea that our president was assassinated by our own government, once people are open to that idea,
Anything's possible.
things are changing.
So you agree that that was the day America grew up? Because that's what it's called.
Lost its innocence.
Yes.
so to
But
speak.
another.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been a fair amount of us. It's at that point when people started believing shit like Hoffa's in the end zone at the Giant Stadium.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a far stretch from being JFK.
Could be.
Why don't you tell us about Walker's 5 kinds of conspiracies?
No, this was all you. This was all you. You wrote this down.
All right, so there's 5 kinds of conspiracies as
5 types of theories themselves?
Who's Jesse Walker, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Jesse Walker.
Okay.
He has
Johnny,
identified
well, at least he
5
cited him.
kinds of conspiracy theories.
Let's hear it.
So the enemy outside theories refer to theories based on figures alleged to be scheming against a community from without. So from outside, the enemy with outside. And then the enemy within finds conspirators lurking inside the nation, indistinguishable from ordinary citizens.
So that's like a secret agent, somebody inside. Like
that's that conspiracy.
And the enemy outside would be like, there's people outside our walls that are plotting
Like
against
the
us.
Russians.
They're out there somewhere. We don't know who
The
they are,
damn
but they're
Russians,
plotting.
bud.
Okay, I got you.
The enemy above involves powerful people manipulating events
So the
for their
government.
own
I'm on
gain.
board with that.
Or shadow organizations.
Yeah, I'm
Masons.
on board with that
Sorry,
one.
Strange. Sorry, Dave.
I would do that. If I had money, I would do anything I can to keep it. That's just me. So I'm
Absolutely.
sure there's other people out there thinking the same
We
way.
talked about that on our superpower show.
Yep.
The enemy below features lower classes working to overturn the social order.
I don't buy that one.
So that's like people who
They
are
have
rich
no-
being like the fucking poor, man. They're trying to overthrow us. Is that it?
I guess so.
That's the paranoia of the rich. I never even thought they had that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you just said you'd do anything to keep your money if you were rich.
Oh, shit.
Of course. But this says the
Including
lower
wearing
classes would
homeless
be
maid-
working together, but the lower classes have no power, in my opinion. They're never going
for
to.
now.
They never have, and they never
no
will.
power. How are we going to
They-
expect society to change
See,
without the help
previously
of the
though, the lower class, the low
wants to
class
change it?
was like the serfs, like the real working class. But now you consider the lower class mostly to be a bunch of lazoids who would live off the government.
Yeah.
So it's not like
That's the
before,
theory.
whenever
Lazoids.
the lower class did have power because they could strike basically and turn off the fucking labor force.
Yeah.
Well, even
But if these people turn off their whatever they do, what's the strike there?
Well, even
What
in
do you
Russia,
mean,
So they don't-
people.
even
I
in
mean,
Russia
those
during the
people-
First World War, the Russian Revolution was not the serfs.
Right.
That wasn't them that overthrew the government.
Who was it then?
It was the communists. Well, it was not them.
yeah.
Well, at first it was the White Russians, where basically it was a military kind of a
Coup,
junta,
yeah.
coup. But anyway,
And then, so you got the benevolent conspiracies, which are angelic forces that work behind the
Religion,
scenes to
i.e.
improve the
religion.
world and help people. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I like to hope that's a real thing.
I
Yeah,
hope
so those
so.
are Walker's 5 kinds. Now we've got Barkin. Barkin is a
Some dude.
some ass
Some
dude.
dude you found on the
can look
interwebs.
him up, but some ass dude.
Is there
And
any
he's got
paranormal?
3
Victor
types of
wants paranormal.
conspiracy theories.
Oh, we're gonna get to the paranormal stuff.
Okay, we'll get to it, Victor.
Yep.
Event conspiracy theories. So these are just 3 different types.
Mm-hmm.
It refers to a limited and well-defined events. Examples may include such conspiracies as those concerning the Kennedy assassination, 9/11, and the spread of AIDS. So like certain events, and then you
Like
have
it's not happened how they said.
Yeah. Then you have systematic conspiracy theories. Systemic, sorry, yeah. Such
a
theories
different-
pertain
yeah,
to
it's a
alleged
difference.
broad objectives such as domination of a country or the world. According to background, the conspiratorial machine for such theories is usually simple, with a single evil organization. Examples may include conspiracy theories about the Jews, the Freemasons, the communism, or the Catholic Church.
I want to add into that.
Yeah.
The black agenda, the gay agenda, the feminist agenda. It's all these other agendas basically.
But those all fall into systemic.
That's what I'm saying. That's all the same
it all
thing.
falls
But
into
it's
systemic.
not always against like the evil communist or whatever. It's people like, and I hate to say it, us white guys, the old white men who are afraid of losing power to minorities and shit like that
Fair.
too.
That's fair. So we got one more. Let me get through it, Everett. Super conspiracy theories. For background,
Why can't we talk about it during? You just have to get through this. Is that your thing? Anyway, sorry, I'm just shitting on you.
Okay. For background, such theories link multiple alleged conspiracies together hierarchically. How do you say hierarch with an alley at the
Hierarchically. Wow, hierarchically. Hierarchically. Wow.
It's
hierarchically.
Yeah,
Wow, that's tough.
arrange them by hierarch.
Yes.
So like David Icke and I don't know Milton William Cooper,
At the
but
summit is a distant but all-powerful evil force. His cited examples are the ideas of David Icke and...
so that's like throwing Planet X, the fucking Nephilim, and everybody together on one same conspiracy, or the Hollow Earth is filled with lizards, that sort of thing.
It's like all conspiracies combined.
Or Skywalker Ranch has aliens and portals and lions of tigers and bears.
Skywalker, it's Skinwalker.
Skinwalker, whatever. You get my point, though. It's like the culmination of many different conspiracies into one.
Yeah. Like
13 Ghosts of
the
Scooby-Doo.
Illuminati assassinated JFK, so you could that's linking both conspiracies of the overarching power to the Kennedy, whatever. I mean, anyways.
The Zionists.
Yeah.
They were supposed to have all the power too.
And then So Murray Rothbard, he argues.
My favorite. I just want
go
to say,
ahead,
read
Armand.
anything by Murray Rothbard.
Armand,
I've read everything he ever wrote.
Why don't you read here down what I've got quoted by Murray Rothbard?
This guy's brilliant. He's an economist, by the way, and a philosopher, and one of the most brilliant men I've ever read. He argues in favor of a model that contrasts, quote, deep conspiracy theories to, quote, shallow ones. Now, according to Rothbard, a shallow theorist observes an event and asks, cui bono? Who benefits?
Yep.
Correct. Jumping to the conclusion that a posited beneficiary is responsible for covertly influencing events. On the other hand, the deep conspiracy theorist begins with a hunch and then seeks out evidence. Rothbard describes this latter activity as a matter of confirming with certain facts one's initial paranoia.
That makes good sense.
You think?
I think so.
But which one of those is more believable to you? I believe.
Well, I would say most of us these days are shallow. Most of us see that link on the web and like, I knew it.
And then you seek out facts to prove it?
Yeah, I think so.
But then again, we get back to what we started with. Why is conspiracy theory so absorbing and so?
I think we nailed it whenever we said basically people just don't want to feel like they're being lied to, or that they're less smart, or that they want to prove that they are more smart than other people at the same time.
Yeah.
See, but I like to think who gains. Maybe I'm just a fiduciary type guy, but
most people are haters.
I'll
in that
tell
fact.
anybody
They don't
a lie
want
if I can
other
make
people
money
to
out of
gain.
it.
They don't want other people to gain. They want to find out how you're gaining and how they can gain. You know what I mean? If they're doing it, I want what you have. You know, it's a jealousy. Well, not really a jealousy, but you get my point. They don't want unfairness.
I thought it was just the search for truth, though. Isn't that what you guys were saying?
It is a search for truth, but why do you seek the truth? What is your need to have the truth?
Well, yeah, well, exactly, because I don't want to be lied to, because I feel like I deserve the truth. Yeah, like I don't know what the need
my
for
search for the truth
is
because I have a show every
need
Saturday.
To be lied to.
But would you search for the truth as fervently if it didn't get you money? I mean, like Hitler didn't want the truth. He wanted
let's not get
a
it
big
twisted.
lie.
We're not getting money anyway.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not pursuing it as heavy.
Let me put it like this. I read a great quote about society these days and the way the proliferation of news and conspiracy works. It takes people to two different groups. One of them is apathy, and the other one is paranoia. And Eric and I kind of represent both sides of that.
We very well.
You either completely just separate yourself and don't care about things. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah.
Or you get to the point where you get paranoid and everything starts to look like a.
But those are the people.
Not anymore. But you've had your moments where it's like you see conspiracies and everything. You had your time.
You are getting.
Tell
better.
me I'm wrong.
I am getting better. I'm a recovery. No,
4 or 5 years ago.
About what?
God knows what, from 9/11, where you were on a 9/11 kick for a solid year.
I'm still on the 9/11.
Yeah, but you were hardcore for a while.
Right.
It could be months between, like, hey, man, did you hear
that
about
don't make
this?
it any less true.
I'm not saying it does. That's not my point. I don't even know what my point is now.
No, neither do I.
Yeah, but I think you guys are acting from the person that either believes or does not believe the conspiracy. But every conspiracy theory should have an origin, right? I'm talking about who starts these things.
Oh,
if I can,
it's the same thing. Who starts urban legends? That are,
yeah. Somebody who I think is doing it for some sort of profit, not just like Hitler. Like you said,
what if that profit is just a laugh to yourself? That's what I think a lot of it is, like the flat earthers who are
people
trolls.
Start that just as a joke?
Yeah, the trolls. People love. Can you think of anything to make people smart or feel like they're smarter than somebody else than to get them to believe something that's totally bullshit? Like if I could get you to believe right now that water is poison.
Yeah.
If I was that kind of asshole, how funny I'd think that'd be.
You take a certain gleeful satisfaction.
I don't. But I'm saying
some people are trolls.
I think a lot of conspiracy theory is people wanting, like I get to make somebody look like an asshole.
Okay.
I get to be the smart guy. Even
I think
since
I'm the guy. I want to be Chancellor of Germany, and I got to get people to hate people. So I got to say the Jews are what your problem is. Kill them. So and believe me.
That's a little bit different of it, but yeah, same thing.
I think there's certain. I mean, that's at the nth degree, but people. Well, I keep bringing up global warming. People make a lot of money off that.
Matt Soares in the chat has a great point. He says, could it just be everyone's inner thirst for knowledge? It doesn't just have to be conspiracies, but for all the unknown questions of life.
Which moves us on to the next exact point, paranormal type stuff. But yeah, keep going.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a great thing. Like I always wanted to know, and it's like I said with religion, it's the same point. Like, what's the meaning of life? What's the secret?
Fuck you, James. Just throwing that out there.
James, I was just reading James.
Interrupting Cal. I'm kicking him out of chat.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Let a man talk around here.
What, am I not allowed to join the conversation?
I'm the guest.
I can't interject?
No.
Fine. Go on, guys. Finish it up. Moo!
No ejaculations.
Moo!
He's not a cow anymore, though. He's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, this is true.
I don't care.
But So what do you think, though, man? Did you ever have those sort of questions in your head, like, why are we here? What is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life?
I don't know if I buy that because
I feel that that thirst for knowledge is
I don't think.
sure,
I think the thirst for knowledge has been quenched in most people. Otherwise, I mean, why is it just conspiracies? There's something alluring about conspiracy. But don't you want to know about history and science?
Yeah, that's my question too.
Most people don't give a shit about that stuff.
I spend a lot of my time watching YouTube videos about how to fucking build like a well or something, you know what I mean? Like skills and learning about science of the universe.
Okay, yeah, me too.
So if you have a thirst for knowledge, why do people gravitate more towards conspiracy than practical?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Why don't I go to college, spend my time at night studying to be a doctor rather than studying about why the earth is hollow?
Well, I can't answer that, but I can tell you that
it doesn't take as big a brain to learn how to work on a fucking
I think you got
car as
there.
it takes to work on a brain.
It's simpler to say that Michelle Obama has a dick than to actually read a physics book or organic chemistry or even.
And it's fun to say Michelle Obama has a dick whenever you don't like Barack Obama.
Right. Or Trump pissed on a whore, whatever, in Barack's bed.
True, though?
Come on, we heard him say grab her by the pussy, Armand.
Yeah, I hope so, Armand.
Anything's believable when we got this guy on tape yelling, grab her by the pussy.
That's right. We've all said that. Come on.
Yeah, I say it all the time.
We're not bashing Trump, though. We're talking about conspiracy theories, even though fuck him. But either way, I have another awesome quote that I found.
All right.
Okay, so
it's
it
not
goes
Murray
like this.
Rothbard, but okay.
Each of us is on a spectrum somewhere between the poles of rational and irrational. We all have hunches we can't prove and superstitions that make no sense. Some of my best friends are very religious and others believe in dubious conspiracy theories. What's problematic is going overboard, letting the subjective entirely override the objective, thinking and acting as if opinions and feelings are just as true as facts.
That goes right along with what you're saying, believing what you want to believe.
That's human nature.
Times, you know what I mean? As far as like, so you just want to believe something so bad, but it's...
well, that's my point.
You know what I mean? Your emotion gets in the way
skepticism
of your logical
is,
thinking.
You've got to be an empiricist. You have to be a skeptic. And I think we've lost that. If you're that gullible that you read a Facebook art, this whole kerfuffle about how the Russians influenced the
election.
Hey man, maybe they did.
Right. Well, maybe they did. But if you're stupid enough to be influenced by somebody, you read an ad on Facebook and think, oh wow, this is true about Hillary or
where would that news
Clinton,
have to come from, Armand? For you to believe that the Russians were involved, would it have to come from the government themselves?
Yeah, well,
I
the
wouldn't buy
government
it
have
anyway.
to implicate
Make
itself. It a legitimate news source.
Oh, I'm sure they did try. Of course, it's true. I'm sure they did. But look at what we've done. We influenced.
That's not what you were talking about. You were talking about how.
But I would check anything I read, and it may be true. But if it's true,
okay.
It's true.
But where does the news come from for you, Armand? On say a subject like that you would take it without having to do your own research.
Well, I put all the news that I read through the spectrum of what I've learned before, and I try to
as you should
and see if it makes sense first of all. And that certainly makes sense.
So you've never been guilty about seeing a headline or an article and letting a personal bias yourself.
Oh, absolutely, I do.
Stop you from doing more research. Like, yeah, fuck it, that sounds good to me. I think we all do that. It's hard. It's really
Personal
hard.
bias has a lot to do.
It's hard to overcome that.
Confirmational bias. That's what it is.
Conspiracies you believe in too. You know what I mean? Like we talked about earlier with the Dem and the Republican thing. Like if you're a Republican, you're more likely to believe that the Democrats, fucked Bernie Sanders out of it because they thought,
Let me ask you this: if you play the game Dungeons and Dragons,
okay.
Does that make you any more likely to believe in dragons or be a person who watched dragon movies? It's the same type of thing.
We're talking about a fucking game here.
No, it's not. That's not my point. It's taking people who have an affinity for fantasy or for affinity for anything paranormal. Like you watched a ghost TV show, and now does that make you more likely to believe in ghosts? So people who believe in it. My point is,
I think they
would read a Piers Anthony book when they were a kid about whatever type of fantasy shit. Do you think a lot of that has to do with that, or do you think people genuinely believe out of nowhere that their ghosts are all around us?
I think the people that believe in ghosts are the ones watching the show.
Or you don't think that the show move people?
I think there's actually a genetic component to that. They've done studies on people that believe in certain things, and including religion, and apparently there's a certain area of the brain that is actually hypertrophic. Same area that's basically your addiction area in the frontal lobe somewhere, apparently. So there is an actual component to this.
Well, yeah, it's that whole
organic component.
Right. It's that whole feeling whenever you get a quick victory or I'm right. Like when you get a chicken dinner in PUBG, that same feeling. Yeah.
Well, I think it's just this area of the brain that makes you more, for lack of a better word, gullible. That people believe these things easier. They've done studies on these
How much of it do you think it is people just want to say they believe? Like people who believe in vampires or werewolves, you know what I mean, and who dress up like that.
Right.
Just say that as a form of attention getting. rather than I really believe in this.
Well,
Right, like I've done the research and I've done the, to know that I feel like the vampires are real or they were real.
Or I
whatever,
really connected with the movie Twilight. And now, for whatever, vampires are real. You just don't see them. You know what I mean? Like, it's that sort of shit.
Don't you think it has something to do with a person's educational background? My background is
Armand's
scientific.
all about the.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm
down of
much less. Well, I've been a scientist all my life. I've been much less.
Plenty of scientists who don't believe in evolution, though.
Well, they may be right, but they're less likely to believe in vampires, ghosts, and this paranormal things.
I would agree with you. When you're educated,
I'm not saying I make a categorical statement, but you're less likely to believe in
exposure is what it is. You've been exposed to, like with an education comes more general exposure to things that happen more than what happens in your backyard, in your neighborhood, in your state, what happens on your local news. When you get more of a worldwide exposure to events, it becomes less mystical, these type of things.
Right.
So,
that's axiomatic, and that's what gets me about global warming, because the more I read about it, the less I believe it. But it's axiomatic that you're an idiot if you don't believe that. Only intelligent people believe in global warming.
Right. Yeah.
The stupid people don't believe in that. The stupid, people don't
global
believe in
warming is a really hard one, man, because
it's not that hard if you read about it. It flouts the first and second laws of thermodynamics. Case closed.
You're getting real religious on this one, man. I mean,
Yes.
you're not going to go out there and do the evidence for.
I've read the experiments.
Yeah, but you're not going to test it.
They've
You've
been
just read
tested.
it.
They've been tested.
See, you're going to science or religion.
Yeah, but
Armand.
neither of these guys.
For yourself. Have you
Again,
tested
that's
for
exactly
yourself?
right. Nobody's really testing it.
But the testing is computer. The people that believe in it believe in computer models.
I mean,
that is not physics. That is not science.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
The physicists and geologists have tested this stuff.
It is religious.
No, it isn't. Well, that is. Yeah, the people believe in it.
If you're not going to go take the time,
I love it.
If you're not going to, hey, as a scientist, I'm a scientifically minded person myself. But if you're not going to
what
take
do
the
you
time,
believe in then? I haven't taken the time to do trigonometry, but I know
believe
trigonometry works.
I believe the sun is a fusing ball of hydrogen. You know what I mean? I believe
How do you
all
know?
that.
How do you know?
Because I believe in the religion of science. That's what I believe in.
That's just what I believe in.
But I am aware that I believe in it. It sounds like to me you're like,
there are certain scientific facts, and energy cannot be made twice.
So says you prove it. Because Einstein said it. Because and you know what? You have an afterlife because the Bible said it. It's the same thing.
I didn't invent. I'm not Newton. I didn't invent differential calculus.
The
but I think
preacher on
it's
the
true.
corner didn't invent the Bible, but he still preaches it.
You guys.
Why don't you shut up, Eric? We're not fighting. I'm just trying to get him to say that
you're interrupting.
Religion and
Who's
science.
the guy that called you a cow? I want to give a hi. How are you? Thank you.
Man, fuck you both. End of the show. That's it. How about instead of interrupting cow, I'm killing the show
with
cow.
Something.
Killing the show cow.
How do you know 2 + 2 = 4?
Because
how do you know that?
Fingers 1, 2 plus.
Simple mathematics is easy to prove. It's not easy to prove that the sun is fucking 8 light minutes away. And is actually bunches of atoms of hydrogen fusing together into helium and letting off energy.
It's not on fire either.
You can't prove that easily. I can't go down the street and do my own experiments. So I'm taking the word.
Well, how do you know what
believe.
heat is? If you open the door and it's cold outside, it gets warm inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be some sort of basic thermodynamics.
Again, you can infer that, and you could probably go down and find out the heat. And I believe this because I've been read it in books, but I've never looked at an atom or a molecule to see it vibrating. You know what I mean? I myself am not taking the time or expending the energy to prove my belief in science.
Okay, well,
so that makes it to me a belief rather than a knowledge.
All right, but then do you believe the contradistinct? What am I trying to say? Do you believe in basically what they say is 97% of scientists believe this, so it's true?
Yeah,
you believe that?
97% of people at one point in time believed the Earth was flat. That did not make it true.
Right, okay.
Science
so
is a bitch.
Numbers growing
sometimes.
day by day too.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes, right?
From Always Sunny.
I do.
I mean, for the longest amount of time, people thought that the Earth was flat. For the longest amount of time, people thought that the stars were, right outside of our planet. It's only just what we understand now. It's a recent truth. It's not a real truth in most cases with science. And we're not. Most people are not proving it to themselves.
Runs contrary to the physics I learned in college.
I'm going to give you guys a Jerry Springer's final thought here.
Ooh, Jerry Springer. Okay.
So. No matter what you do, no matter what your personal experiences are, you have to keep an open mind in every situation. And I think the biggest part about it is when dealing especially with conspiracies or anything in your life is that you need to be open-minded, but you need to think logical. You know what I mean? Keep an open mind. Don't ever close yourself off to one side or the other.
I want to add to that because I think you're exactly right. But I want to say there's one other thing you got to keep in mind.
What's that?
Is how much this conspiracy really doesn't affect you. So don't get that invested. Too many people get way too invested.
A lot of people don't look at the conspiracies because it affects them. I mean, that's like 9/11 doesn't affect.
It's the same thing with politics.
But
politics is a little more than conspiracy.
It pisses me off inside because of how it went. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. You're getting a little too invested in something that is nothing more than.
You mentioned logic, though. Do you think people should? Now, I know they don't teach it anymore, but or maybe they never did. Although I took a course in it, should students be taught logic in high school or even before?
Yeah, I wish they had taught it to me.
But is it necessary for artists to learn logic? No. I mean,
I think it's necessary for everybody to learn the logic.
See, now you're pushing like an
agenda.
Well,
you just said that, though.
Forcing society to have a set of things it must learn.
I think
society should want to learn.
I want to force society to think, not necessarily learn.
See, don't force them to do anything. Society will be much better off when it itself catches up and realizes that it should think rather than it should be told to think. We're not going to make any progress being told to do it. It's like your parents forcing you to clean your room time after time. Until you get to that point where you realize that you yourself should keep a clean room, no progress is made. You're a slave to the system.
There's certain things I think people should be taught to do. Like wash their hands before they eat.
Agreed.
Teaching's one thing, but forcing is... think before you make a decision. Yeah. I think that's propaganda.
But exactly, people should think for themselves.
Clean off alcohol. Right. You're not going to do it because your parole officer tells you that you need to quit
You can
drinking.
be forced into it, but will it stick?
No.
If the government is going to force you to go to school...
quit drinking unless you want to, man.
Same thing with quitting cigarettes or drugs.
Well, should children be forced to go to school?
That's different. Children are not adults. I think children probably should be forced to go to school to get at least.
All I'm saying is, if you're going to force them to go to school, I think there are certain things you should force them to try to learn.
Well, that's up to society to dictate curriculum. What we should teach our children. Yeah, I mean, most things like evolution, we've decided as a society that's what we should teach our children.
Yeah.
But again, to me, it goes back to that science or the religion of science. We as a society believe what these scientists have told us. So we're going to continue to teach that, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's true, but I just wish people would understand that don't give religion too hard of a time because they're doing the same thing you're doing.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, and I've always said that. You know what I mean? Don't hurt other people's feelings or insult them because they believe something different than you.
Well, the argument
don't get all superior. That's a fucking exactly a great way to.
Do you feel superior to me if somebody comes and says, "I don't believe in evolution because I believe in God"?
But
do you believe superior to that? You feel superior to that?
On a one-on-one level, yeah. I mean, somebody comes up to you and tells me that
just contradicted what you just said.
Tells me this wall isn't gray. I'm going to feel a little superior because this motherfucking wall's gray.
Well, what'd you say? Armand contradicted what he said.
Well, he just said, "I don't feel superior to somebody." Then I asked him, "Do you feel superior?"
I'm not saying I'm not hypocritical, Armand.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that.
As long as you admit it.
Exactly my point. At least realize when you're being hypocritical. If you're a scientific person sitting on the religious, realize you're being hypocritical. Well, I go through life knowing that I'm a hypocrite. I'm not saying do what I do. I'm saying do what I say.
Well, I don't have a problem with somebody not believing in evolution. I happen to believe in evolution, but I don't think he's doing it for profit. I think people that believe in global warming, most of them, believe it's costing money and it's a waste of money and resources that could be much better used and save lives. That's why I hate global warming.
Again, that's a matter of opinion. You could say the same thing about military spending. That could be used for so many different things, but it's point of view. There's plenty of people who work for the military. You're sitting there thinking, I hope they don't fucking take this. They could use this money to make sure my family has it and I can go down and work on
but they're not manipulating science. They're saying the Russians or whatever is a threat to us, Islam. That's a different story.
I agree, but at the end of the day, it's all a point of view. And me as a self-centered, egotistical bastard, I tell everyone, try to affect your own life before you worry about everything else. Make your lot in life better. Don't worry about everybody else is trying to put you down. Do what you can do to make you better.
That's fair.
But what do you mean by better? I mean, the religious person will say, I
hold myself to God. That's different for every person.
Try to get to heaven.
For me, it's increased my financial stability. It's make sure I got a nicer house the next time I go out to get one. For other people, it might mean that their lot in life is to just be nice to everybody.
You know what it is for me? Getting to 500.
There you go. It was Curly from City Slickers who said, everybody's got that one thing.
That one thing, that's right.
So find it out for yourself.
Yeah, I hear you. So without getting, we're done with that,
philosophical,
I guess. Philosophical.
Yes. Is this better than the gun control debate?
No, this whole episode was going to be like this.
This was a great talk. Hey, look, this guy says, bruh, keep Armand keep calm, fam.
I had a good time talking about it.
I think that was a good episode.
Global warming always gets me a little heated up.
Oh, yes, but definitely.
But why? Why, Armand?
Because
can you do
it's
anything
such a
about
waste.
it? Yeah, but think about it. How much does it affect you? When you get up in the morning and you go to bed at night, the global warming thing had nothing to do with it, with anything you did that day, anything you did the day before, or the day tomorrow, or the day after.
We all have, like I say, that's why I call it my bête noire, my black beast. It gets me pissed.
Yeah.
Now, there's got to be something that gets you pissed.
No, not really.
Really? How about you? There's something
I know I can get him pissed.
He's going to talk about Iron Man versus Batman. See, that's what I'm saying.
That's logical.
No, but that's my point. I'm not getting pissed about anything that's like it's
Except
stupid.
Iron Man versus Batman.
To me, that's on the same level as global warming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Iron Man versus Batman is the same thing to me as global warming.
I don't think so. Well, what do you think?
What am I going to do about global warming?
What do you think, folks?
I think Iron Man
$1 trillion a year wasted on a stupid pseudoscientific.
Oh, wait. So here we go.
That's again, it's point of view, Armand.
That's
it's
what
money,
makes you
of
mad.
course.
Money. Oh, okay.
It's
but
wasted money.
Military spending is wasted
That's
money.
what I said. That's what I was saying.
No, I know.
That's
I'm
a
relating
philosophical
that
argument.
you guys are on the same page.
That's
and
a
don't know it.
geopolitical argument. That's a philosophical argument. Are the Russians and Islamists really trying to kill us? And the government says, sure, spend more money on the military.
I was talking about,
Every person you know has a different opinion of how tax money should be spent.
Yes.
And we're never going to come to consensus.
But it's also a control issue we were talking about, too. If you control people's health and how they spend and their energy, you control the people.
Pay your taxes, Armand. Be a part of their system in the least amount of way you can. Pay your taxes and stay behind your closed door.
Yeah.
Can I cheat?
Cheat whatever you want to do. Just don't get caught.
Well, that's good.
I'm being honest with you.
Yeah,
do whatever you want to do.
And that's what a lot of people
don't hurt somebody. But if you're not getting caught,
you can't get away with it. If they increase if you do like Germany,
get away with anything,
and you're
sir.
paying 4 times amount for kilowatt hours, I can't get away from that because I like my computer, I like my heat, I like my cold air.
Then it's survival of the fittest. Find a way to exploit the system around you and deal with that amount of extra.
I'm trying to convince people it's a hoax.
How does that help you? How does that help you convincing other people it's a hoax?
Well, you want me to just lie? You want me to just lie about my taxes and take it?
Yes.
No, I disagree.
I think you should
spend
that time instead of telling everybody, figuring out a way to overcome that and do better than what you had to do to make up for that. Like if they're charging me now more for gasoline, I could go out and bitch about it to everybody, or I could try to make a little bit more money myself to make sure I don't have to worry about it.
I got a car.
You vote with your pocket. You buy electric.
Yeah, I got a car that gets 40 miles a gallon. That still doesn't make it right.
Well, that's assuming that the vote means a goddamn thing anyway, and it's not just some sort of placation.
That's true. Well, that's a conspiracy too.
Again, that's why I pay my taxes and I don't vote. I will participate in your system as little as possible to take advantage of your roads and your health care, or whatever health care I can get, and your school system and any of these other little things. But other than that, fuck off, society. Fuck you. I don't need you. I don't need you.
And there it is, guys, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from Everett, straight from the horse's mouth.
Fuck off, society.
Fuck off, society.
But do you think the world hangs in the balance?
This
is more than just that.
Well, my world right now doesn't go too far beyond this county, Huh? I said my world doesn't go too far beyond this county right now. Tomorrow it goes all the way up to Chicago.
So you don't care if Florida is submerged from global warming and oceans rising.
You know what? I care because I don't want people in general to have any kind of suffering. But at the end of the day, I can't make that ocean go up or down. I can't solve any of their hunger problems down there. I can't give them clothes. I have my own life that I'm living up here, and I can't, for my daily worries, I can't take that on.
Are you an existentialist like this guy is?
No.
I didn't know that.
Not at all.
I can't take that on. Do you want to take on the world's problems?
Yes.
I have enough trouble with my own problems.
Yeah, as long as Eric's on my side.
I'm like Atlas, bro. I'll put the world on my shoulders.
No, that's a misconception. Atlas had the sky on his shoulders. Oh. So don't fuck that up.
Whatever it is. Thank you. I'm glad there's people out there like you who will do that. Philanthropists, people that will take care of other people. I'm not that way. I'm more worried about making sure that my belly's full. And my kid's belly's full.
I don't lie about at night and how am I going to fight about this?
I know you don't, but I'm just saying to take so much of to get passionate about some of this stuff.
I'm passionate about that. That's one thing I'm passionate about.
And I can't fault you for your passion. I just think keep it in check. For
the record, everybody, Everett and Armand love each other.
Man, we do. I'll do anything for him. I'll fuck anybody up who tells him he's a retard. Just crazy.
But I think that's about it, guys. We've really hammered on the conspiracy
culture
today.
We've kind of gone far afield here.
Yeah, we've motherfucked society and everything. So
this is why I got kicked off the Ocho Man show. By the way,
we'll never kick you off.
Same,
you got carte
as soon as we leave, Everett's going, Armand's never fucking coming back.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
No, but visit us on the website at www.surrealtalkpodcast.com. Check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. We also have a super secret cool group called...
It's not secret or cool.
Oh, yeah.
It is a group.
That's right. It is a group.
Which one?
And it's called...
You're in there.
Surreal Talk Podcast, the group.
Oh, I thought you meant...
Called Conspiracies, the Paranormal.
No, he's thinking about those weird fucking nasty site
other
groups you guys are in.
The group which will not be named.
Keep it down.
Yeah, we got YouTube too, which some of you are watching right now. Next week,
can we show them the secret handshake?
No, please God, don't.
No,
please leave me out of your weird shit. Please God, all your weird shit.
First rule about Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
Leave me out of your non-weird shit too. Just gonna throw that out
Just
there.
listen to this day
You can
in
also
history.
find us on Twitter
I
at
would.
Surreal Talk Show, and then we also have a Patreon for anyone that feels like we've done an extra.
Armand's
great
got a
job.
good point too. He's got a really great show called This Day in History. Have you ever been on that show with him? I did the show a few times.
Yeah, we did This Day in History. This Day in History is cool. He makes me feel retarded every time I'm on there.
Armand's a real smart guy.
Yeah, he is.
We've been saying retarded a lot, and
Yeah,
I
we
don't got
have. We
nothing
should probably
against
check that
quote
on
unquote
our
retarded
PC
people. Love
side,
them.
huh?
Downish.
Yeah. I had a joke
you,
the other day. How many of you think this
Rusty
is funny? I wouldn't say Eric is retarded, but I give him a little bit of that. What is it?
That
2.5
motherfucker
show me 21.
Lick a window every now and again.
2.5 chromosomes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, anyway. All right, guys. Thanks for listening today.
Yeah,
we'll catch you
thanks,
next
everybody.
week.
Had a lot of fun.
Hopefully next week we're gonna, if we have the time and we don't have to swerve. This week we're going to talk about some airplane disappearances and whatnot, some cool stuff like that.
Oh yeah, what happened to that?
Well, we didn't have the time to really do it justice, and we've been
I've
sitting on this for a long while.
I've made this doc. I created this a couple months ago, and we just hadn't did it. And originally, I thought I didn't want to do this because I didn't want to insult people. Because I thought talking about the conspiracy culture would.
You were afraid that you would step on toes.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Make people mad because I was talking about the conspiracy culture, but I wanted to talk about what makes people believe it and what makes people generally more susceptible to.
Yeah,
hell, that's what I'm
sure, why
saying.
not?
I figure why not. So, I didn't mean to ostracize anybody
You
or
did good,
anything,
sir.
but we did. I thought we did a good job.
I'm sure I interrupting cowed my ass off.
Yeah, you did.
and
Totally like a motherfucker.
That's my thing. Fuck you off. You don't like it. Don't listen.
Anyway,
Kick me off the show. I mean, you work here now. You don't need me.
You're fucking gone. Who set the thing up today? Hey, wait. Everett can tell everybody.
Eric's been learning the tech side of this. He can.
What's up?
So tell me, how would you change the stream key if the YouTube updating?
What's a stream key?
Yeah. See. Okay. There you go. You hit change
Look,
profile.
I got a list right over there on the board of what to do.
Set up your own stream in 50 characters or less.
Yeah.
There's your instructions.
Yeah, that's
real
the
easy.
day I set up a stream for
it's real easy.
This day in history.
Anyway, again, thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah,
We'll catch
thanks
you next
everybody.
week.
It was fun. So long.
Have a good one. Great show. Thank you.
We had a good time.
Oh yeah, it was a definite good show, man. I had fun.
We got to do another global warming show.
It'll be a good time. Stream's still live.
Stream still live.
Ocho Man here.
We are live. Oh, my wife says she's almost here, so I won't be sticking around too long on the YouTube today.
Yeah, I got to roll out my wrestling mat and do some drills.
What are you doing? What kind of drills are you doing, Armand?
Oh, just switch.
What kind of drug is that, man? I never heard
You
of
want to
it.
roll?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm just kidding, Armand. I don't want to roll.
Ah, just kidding.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Somebody that eager is gonna fuck me up, so no, not doing it.
Double leg takedown, sure.
Yeah, hell yeah, ankle picks, baby, all day.
Oh yeah, you're an ankle pick guy.
Uh huh.
Guy.
What'd he say?
Fireman's carry.
Fireman's carry. I'm with it. Stay up, guys. Later. Yep, you too, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate it. We're killing it though, right? Yeah.
Oh, with the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch everybody next week. See you.
Have a good one. Thank y'all. Leave a voicemail. Appreciate all the
Voicemails. Yes.
enjoyed the show. Thank you, Marissa.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.